Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
Talking about the league. Stop twerking for City, blood. Yeah? Wait. Hey. What's this say? I told you there's a parade in May. I never lied. Come on. I mean that.
Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that great song. Forget all of that. We know what we are. Champions of England, we know what we are. Premier League dreams and Champions League nightmares was the theme of this season. The Champions League final, I feel like we've earned the right to be there. We've shown year in, year out progression from the quarters to the semis to the finals. We hope next year is that one, innit? But it felt like a joke, in my opinion, that went too far. Champions League, I always say, play it by ear. If you get into scenarios like obviously being in a final, then great. Premier League was the bread and butter. We've got it over the line, innit? And before I have some extended thoughts on the Champions League, obviously, big up you lot. We'll get into the parade. People, if I forget to say these things, remind me to speak about the parade. Remind me to speak about Magalhaes. Remind me to speak about these things, innit? Pardon me. I would look at, if we related, keeping the sports example, yeah, and one thing I will say is, people, don't let the haters gaslight you. Look at what they used to say. 8th, can't get over the line, blah, blah, blah. Cool, we didn't win the Champions League. As a 31-year-old man, I've seen us take the lead in 2 finals in Europe, not do it. Don't want to remind you of Baku. Personally, I think we're kind of cursed. But they done the whole bottle, you're ending up empty-handed thing. Now we're getting mocked for not beating the best team in Europe. Now, we can break down the game. Check out my match review. We can break down the game, but that's the short of it. They're the best team in Europe. They thought there was going to be a landslide, and we took it to penalties. That's not me trying to be happy with penalties. Another thing I will get at, yeah, obviously, you look at the way we play football. I like it. And let me finish. Well, it's my fucking show, ain't it? But I like it. The defensive now, everything defensively, off the ball, on the ball, that needs to stay in it. We know we need better attackers and all of those things, but a lot of it is Mikel Arteta has to evolve in terms of the attack. Now, isolated to Paris Saint-Germain, attack versus defense, it would have been suicidal to open it up. And we were, 25, 30 minutes away from a masterclass, a famous 1-0 to the Arsenal, not only just winning our first Champions League, but the fine margins went against us. Mascara had a good game. Obviously, kept Scalia quiet, but that's what, when you got world-class, top-class players, it just needs a moment to make you uncomfortable. There's a penalty, you've opened up the door. Kai Havertz, I thought we was living the movie when you scored, you know. I thought we was living the movie. But Kai's obviously bagged. I do think, I can't remember if Kai could have had a second or he could have passed it, but these things, I think we need to hold on to we needed to hold on to the ball a bit better. We needed to attack a tiny bit better. And although it's hand in hand, well, like, I always say to you, look, Arteta's got to win me the Premier League. The players have to win me the Champions League. I was looking for a bit of that for my boys. I was looking for it. Kai, amazing. Eze, penalty. I'm not even onto Eze or Gabriel Magalhaes about it happens, in it. The only penalties that are not the only ones that are not missed are those not taken. It happens, and it's got to be someone, you know, fine margins, because it does. Imagine we won the toss, and obviously the penalties are being taken in the Arsenal end. But food for thought. I do think Bakayo needed to come off and all of those things. But maybe if Saka stayed on, I know people can talk about the Euros, but if Saka, maybe even a Mikel Merino, Kai Havertz are all on the pitch, maybe things can happen. Listen, maybe it's not the old school days, in it, where a manager in a penalty shootout asks who's up for it. Magalhaes put his hand up. Other men are not looking, yeah? I don't know. Maybe in training, Magalhaes is elite at penalties. Maybe the data is pointing to that. Maybe it's just a spanner in the works, because you'd imagine both goalkeepers were planning on, like, statistically, where does Saka go? Where does this one go? Where does that one go? Gabriel Magalhaes is a spanner in the works. Clearly nervous. You have to let you have to let yourselves be hurt, because you see, if we want to do this winning thing, this is what comes with it. It took PSG twice. It took Manchester City twice. It took Chelsea, twice actually, because they lost in Moscow and they went and done it. So there's plenty. Klopp twice. That some man win it first time, that's not going to be us, innit? So I do think we competed. I do think we made it a stink fest. I do think, in many ways, it weren't the greatest defense versus the greatest attack, but we can't go gunshot for gunshot with PSG. What we can do is we might not have a Kvaratskhelia or this one and that one, but Trossard, Odegaard, Eze, Saka, you're left wanting more in it. You can cause them issues. There are a bit of, I do think the ref was making it a bit about himself. You could argue Saka should have had a penalty against him. You could argue Mascara should have been sent off. Noni Madueke, initially, I'm not going to cap, didn't think it was a pen. You look again, it looks mad. Those are the major incidences. Not letting us take our corner when you've blown for the corner before the end of the first half, and some minor indiscrepancies throughout the game, innit? I think the ref was, doing all of that, but you have to control the controllables. And we did well in many aspects. Unfortunately, we didn't do well enough because we didn't have the biggies in it. If life was fair, we'd all have a lot less. And going back to what I was going to say earlier, yeah, about like the marathon example, we've shown we can win a marathon. If the Premier League was a marathon, like 38 miles or whatever in it, we've shown we can do that. The next step on the obvious things that you and I feel and everything we've suggested, yeah, the next step is when it's a sprint, we need to get over the line, because the League Cup, the Champions League, whatever way you put it, we've never done that, innit? Like, it's a shootout. Man have to get over the line. So this season, there's a lot of high highs, there's a lot of low lows. I would describe the Champions League as bittersweet because obviously it's going to hurt. You want to win competition. Somebody's got to lose. It is what it is. But one thing I'll give everybody that went to the parade, all of you lot on my channel and everywhere, as I said, in the build-up to the game, you got to look at all of my content that came out before the final. I didn't think we would beat PSG. But I did say, if we win, amazing. We've not only had our cake, we get to eat it. It's sprinkled on the cake. It's sprinkled on top. But if it goes left, we're allowed to be hurt for 5 minutes, banter, all of that. But just Arsenal fans to Arsenal fans, after that 5 minutes, after the full-time whistle or after the penalties, we had a parade. And we can't let that be distracted. And I must admit, man, like, for me, one of the proudest moments in my 31 years is to see, for once, as an Arsenal fan, yeah, obviously, like, excluding David Dean and Wenger when they were regulating, since we've moved to the Emirates, we've not sang from the same hymn sheet. I'm not going to cap, but if you told me at maybe prior to we started fighting for leagues, but it's a bit surreal to see the way Josh Kroenke is speaking, to see him lifting up the Premier League, to see everyone, from Berta to Arteta to the Kroenkes to all the people at all levels from top to bottom, the fans, there's some connection there. And I think the fans we deserve to make noise and parade and excitement and drinking and whatever. We deserve that for ourselves. The players deserve that. So I do think that was a pride moment for me to witness. I enjoyed it, saw the parade. Everybody's jumping the thing and running. Saw a lot of you, like you lot as well, man. You lot as well. You lot made me feel like I played, if I'm honest with you. Like there's so many positive comments. So many pictures, so many hail ups. I appreciate you lot, man, because I am the people's pundit, the cultural commentator. So big up you lot around the world. And I'm talking to some of you, man, are coming from Sweden, South Africa, America, this place, that place, even mad places in England. Like it was surreal, man. I would say they couldn't contain us, bro. The trains couldn't contain us. I'm not events person in it, but I do feel something needs to be done for disabled people, for young people, and the elderly. Like, they got to set up some little zone for them in it, because it was too much. Like, it was too much. But I had an amazing day, man. I had an amazing day. And at what point, yeah, people are just singing North London Forever. My friends are with me. And have you ever had a surreal experience where you kind of zone out everything? And it's because this football club and Arsenal and football, like the sport of football and Arsenal, it means, I can't explain it. I always say this to you. It means something to me. So like, it's an overwhelming feeling. It's this, I don't know, in it. It's just madness. You can't put it into words. Football lovers know where I'm going with it, in it. It was lovely. I think we deserved that. I think we deserved it because we are family. But if I speak for myself, I needed that. I genuinely needed that. Like, I needed that. I needed these 2 weeks. So we go again, innit? We go again. It would have been a perfect 1-0. I'm not subscribing to this rhetoric of, we would have been lucky to win it and whatnot, because if anything, you could say if PSG did it, you wouldn't say that. Obviously, we can't do any of that stuff. People want to talk up. And again, I think the attacking players, I needed a bit more from you yesterday. But at the end of the day, yeah, PSG's first shot on target, when did it come? Was it not the penalty? Then obviously extra time and whatnot, we had to take some punches. So you need to be able to, it's not just white and black. You need to be able to compartmentalize things. Generally, the attack needs to go up the gears. What we saw in the good and the bad in that Champions League game, we've seen that several times this season, where 1-0 is a dangerous scoreline. And I'm not saying, I don't subscribe to this rhetoric of just go make it a football match and it's a basketball match. That plays into their strengths. Arteta, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. because I'm ready to criticize you when it goes left. When it goes right, big up you. It's a shame that in the same vein we won the Premier League, we had the Max Dowman Everton moment, Newcastle away, Eze North London derby, Gyökeres has had his moment. Like there's been 1-2 moments for everybody, and it's been sealed in history. For me, that's a shame that never happened in the Champions League because of the run. Because of the run. And you know what, let's cut the crap, bro. Like, we have only won one Premier League title under Mikel Arteta, but if everybody puts their stupid cap to the side and don't be intentionally obtuse, yeah, we're one of the best teams in Europe. We are one of the best teams in Europe. Not the best, not saying we're perfect, not saying not doing all that. My dad better than yours. We've shown year and year progress in Europe. We finished second in the Premier League, which shows you, yes, we need to get over the line, but we're one of the better teams. And obviously, the Champions League rolls around next season. I'm always, like everybody, I'm PSG. It won't surprise me if they do a 3P. But if you're doing the favourites thing, you're going to say PSG. Regardless of what Real Madrid look like, you're going to say them. It's a matter of time before Hansi Flick gets one at Barcelona. Apologies. I don't know if I said Bayern Munich, but them kind of clubs there, like on the football front of the present day, not the prestige of the club and the clamour in their history, we're in that bracket in terms of if the tournament starts. But for me, that's like the favourites, the bookies' favourites, then we're there because we've shown, whether we beat PSG or not, we've shown 4 times now against PSG. We can give you a lot of game and be competitive. Both Madrid clubs, the list goes on. Arteta and Arsenal get a lot of plaudits away from home. And Arteta, for someone that, in comparison to Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique, is a baby in this thing, it would have been magical if you defeated Luis Enrique, but you went toe-to-toe with Pep, finally got one over, regardless of what City's got, it's still Pep Guardiola. And then, obviously, Luis Enrique. So we've got one of the best managers at this moment in time around, bro. Obviously, you need to keep delivering. We can't let up now. Everybody's saying, oh, all the other teams are going to get better and all of this. So are we. Everyone can get better. Everyone can get worse. Certain men haven't played more than 40 games. As much as I think Xabi Alonso is bad news for the Premier League, good for Chelsea. Don't know. There's a lot that needs to be gutted and flushed. Areola's a bad boy recruitment for Liverpool. They can get their acts together. But this is competition. When you're at the pinnacle, which obviously we didn't quite get to the pinnacle, but we're at the top end of the Champions League because we got to the final. And we're obviously in the Prem. The only way is down. So anything that we think we're good at, it needs to become great. Now, the penalties now, the most positive shot, Martinelli, blood. I was shitting it when you took it. Gyökeres, don't surprise me. You're going to bag. Eze, when you don't score and you do them run-ups, it looks like an idiot thing. Zubamendi, Noni, I'm not blaming you lot for anyone, and I appreciate Gabriel Magalhaes, but I don't understand why you lot didn't go for it. I mean, maybe this is a bit of an old-school trailer thought, but for me personally, people, I just think the attackers have to do it, man, and you know what? I'm not being that guy, but it called for cooler heads in it. So I would have preferred Saliba or something, but it is what it is, and it's not what it's not. You know, like, and don't let them try and do this. Oh, you didn't win the Champions League. Cool, we didn't. Prem, come get the shit back. Shouldn't M5. Around my neck. Yeah, come get it back. Let's come get it back, man. Please. Please. Because a lot of people get more validation and more happiness from seeing my club lose or get more, because the emotion works both ways. When we win, man are vexed. When we lose, man are aesthetic. At some point, they're going to have to go look at their own clubs, you know, and I think that is sad. I'm all for the banner. I'm all for the smoke, but as much as football means the world to me, yeah, and I do think some Arsenal fans are like this, like social media, man are arguing, like Liverpool and Arsenal fans and United, everyone's arguing about fucking parades. How many people actually turned up to a parade? I'm sorry, but I think that's sad. I do think as much as football means the world to me, like some of you are too consumed by it, but end of the day, 2025, 26, we needed to get over the line in something. We compete year in, year out for 4 competitions. We got to 2 finals. I think, as I just said earlier, the League Cup final, the Champions League, 2 very different games, 2 oppositions, different landscapes. I think there's things to learn. I think even though we won the Premier League, there's things to learn because we probably should have in the Premier League done what Liverpool did, in it last year. Whatever way you shape it, they ran away with it. It was wrapped up. And I think on one hand, I praise the way we locked in at this tail end. From what we looked like in April to May, my hat goes off to you boys, you know, because you made it happen. This last season that's just gone is definitely, if I was to break down, you know, if you're not in defense and you're not a Miles Lewis-Skelly and you're not that, and we just focus on the attack, for the attackers, this ain't been nobody's standout season, best season and whatnot, but it's your most memorable because you got this around your neck and you saw what it is with the fans. And I want you lot to live these experiences because this is what comes with being in this territory. You're not going to win them all, you know. Alex Ferguson went to enough finals, won enough. He also lost. Pep's tasted defeat. Wenger tasted defeat. Admittedly, I don't think Jose, but you get the point. Man have to learn from these failures, bro. So it could be better. Sure as hell could be a lot worse. If life was fair, we'd all have a lot worse. It's calm, man. The main thing was, like, again, we're getting mocked for not beating the best team in Europe. We got mocked last season for being silverwareless. Let them talk. Let them talk, because I get it. But I run banner. Banner has to fly, but don't. I just feel football fans, whether it's Arsenal or not, they need to stop being consumed by bullshit. But I always say, I don't tell you what to think, just think. Is my voice all right? Because everyone keeps telling me my voice is all right, but I feel like I lost it. And I'm not going to lie, man. The parade was, I keep saying parade. The celebrations on that Tuesday were better. Tuesday, last Sunday, or the Sunday before yesterday, if that makes sense. So yeah, man. Parade was vibes. They try to say we'd be sad. Bro, there's no time to, how can you be sad around that positivity? And for me, I'm about, as much as I think about the past a lot and it brings regrets, the future brings uncertainty. Man, have to live in the present. You've worked for something. You've got to enjoy it, bro. Enjoy it. In the same way when things are going left and we're having a bitch and a moan and we're crying and this and that, enjoy it. Now the work starts again, bro. It's a shame, though, because if we won the champs, it's for the greater good, because I was going to run the nastiest of Ballon d'Or shouts for certain, man. I can't lie. Forget Declan Rice. Forget Saka. Forget Gabriel. Forget Saliba. Forget Raya. Noni. Zubi. Norgard. And big up Miles Lewis-Skelly as well. But even that, I think Vitaya had 100 and something passes. There weren't too many forward. I would say Miles Lewis-Skelly was a baller, but he didn't in that game. But he didn't play that many forward passes. So that's what I mean, where Arteta's got to take being solid defensively, being difficult to break down, with taking the other aspects to the next level. If I'm completely honest with you, man, I'm optimistic for next season. Got to have a very good window, and fam, I'm convinced these people watching football with a goosey in their eyes. Damn. Her man said Spurs won a trophy. That's great, man. Flex your Europa League. We won the Prem. You haven't won a Premier League. Show me a picture we've won it on your block, where you've won anything on my block. We've won it at yours. Dead. I'm very humble. Dead. Bro, this corn is shit. We won the Premier League. Are you doing this? Has your player done this? You have grown up. You mean to tell me your mum and dad had sex? Well, they had foreplay, right? They had foreplay. Your mum gave your dad brain. Obviously, clearly your mum's front's tight because he couldn't pull out. Held you for 9 months. All of that kind of stuff. You've come to love football. Don't know how old you are, but all of that's gone on, yeah? All of that's gone on. You've decided to support Spurs, and you see Noni win the Premier League before you. You never did it, man. I don't mind. You can run that championship. Run the Prem. Give him a Prem. And anyone who's got anything dark to say about Arsenal Football Club, come get your shit back, B. Yeah. Champions of Euro and everything. Just come get your shit back, man. This is the wrong channel for that. Like, come get your shit back. Please, just come get your shit back. That's just please. You know where we are, innit? You know who done it at Anfield. You know who done it at the Lane. Twice. Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford. I can't lie, man. Arsenal fans, we need one more. We need one more link up. I can't lie. We need one more link. Even if we just all, on the hottest day of June, we just all, before the 23rd or something like that, I'm going on holiday. But if we all just fucking take ourselves to Fisby Park, I'll bring the yak. Someone bring the speakers. One more. I need one more. There's one more vibes, please. Just one more. One more link up and I'm done, man. So yeah, man. It is what it is. And even with the Timber sub, yeah, I feel like I'm being harsh on Mikel Arteta with this one. But if you go and watch, I was doing a watching on TalkSport, but if you go and watch that back here, I was calling for it, you know, almost the moment he got that yellow card, I was like, it just felt like one of those football things, like, must get Mascara out of there. And literally 2 minutes before the pen, get him out of there. But man, I have to learn from this, innit? 2 things that Arteta needs to improve: in-game management and squad rotation. He needs to learn when to make subs and how to change up in-game. Linz, appreciate you. The parade was lit. Sadiq, one love, man. A penalty kick away. Bro, darkness. We competed, man. What we can do good, whether I want to be great in attack or not, but what we could do good, we brought that to the table, innit? But again, the next step, beyond the obvious, is about when it's sink or swim, can we get over the line? Because if you repeat this, if we assume the same season happens, yeah, just you're in the League Cup final, you're in the Champions League final, and you're in pole position for Premier League, part the Premier League off. But if you're in the League Cup final, Champions League final, or FA Cup, you just need to get over the line. We all know why it didn't work out like that, and the positives and the negatives and whatever we've just been speaking about. But we need to find a way of just getting over the line. If there's an opportunity to run away with the Premier League, do that. Because one thing I ain't seen is us win a European trophy. Obviously, that's for another season at the very minimum. We hope so. I haven't also seen us retain the Prem. So now, I think we got a fucking good chance. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to have to, man. DG, my guy, we'll get it next year in the champs. Saliba has picked up a knock, bro. We'll get into all of that. A penalty kick away for winning the Champions League. The strategy would have been brilliant if we won the game. That was the only way Arsenal were going to get a result. Good job, lads. Gabriel taking the pen was a big mistake. When Gabriel has a heavy foot, his crosses are usually overhit. Arteta should have never let him take the penalty. I'm not going to lie. It is what it is. If Magalhaes said, you know what, I'm on it, and the other players were shook, then it is what it is. I can't say it's a mistake. Me, Noni, Zubi, where are you? And I think Saka, Eze, Saka, Odegaard off the ball was good. On the ball, left wanting more. Trossard was poor. Martinelli scored your penalty, but I think you were poor. I needed more from my attackers, yeah. But like, and I was actually for the Saka sub. Saka needed to come off. Like, you weren't showing me nothing, if I'm honest with you. You needed to come off type of thing, innit? But, and this is more a hindsight thing, innit? A bit sounding like a hypocrite. Maybe there's something for Arteta to learn with, even though Saka's not doing the business. Sometimes, like, the better teams than us throughout the years, they might just leave these men on. Maybe they can make some magic happen, but obviously with penalties in mind, man. Yeah, as they shut the bed, man. Our attack is piss-taking. Please, we need a major revamp and cut our losses. Thanks for the PL, but VG, Kai, 2 of our left wingers, Noni need to go before Ethan. I wouldn't say that. Gyökeres was shit as well. But then we've seen Gyökeres be great, starting Kai stink up the place and vice versa. Like, there's very few of our attacking players that, obviously, I can't ask you to do it for 50, 60 games, innit? It's not that. But if we just focus on the Premier League, 38 games, who's really, out of our attackers, who's really doing the business for 25, 28, maybe 30, quote unquote? DG, what we saying about captain being sold in the summer? There might be an unpopular sell. Clearly, the priorities is the Reece Nelsons of this world, the Gabriel Jesus of this world. Unfortunately, and it's an unpopular one for me, I think they might just look at Wanyeri, that we can just make some money there. Obviously, we're trying to clean up wages. So there's that. I do think you could make a case for one of Martin Odegaard or Kai Havertz to potentially go, either, if not this summer, next summer. But yeah, man. So yeah, man. So yeah. DG, hell no, I'm supporting Spurs. I give you a reality check. Okay? Whatever that means. Should be proud of the boys. More attacking talent in the summer and we're good. Yes and no. Evidently, there needs to be some greater quality players in it. Like, greater quality players that need to come in and attack in it. But it's a bit like, whatever I think about Gyökeres, we've, you know, the conditions weren't right for a striker for him to thrive. Eze, it took us a while. Basically, what I'm getting at is it's not as just black and white of you just get let's just say a left winger twice the ability of what we've got, a striker twice the ability of what we've got. You slap them on the pitch and it's done like that. So yeah, man. It is what it is. Appreciate you, man. If you can't control the midfield and possession, it's difficult to look at the attackers. Attackers were mainly defending and feeding off scraps. Slag hop out, man. Slag hop out, man. Slag hop out, man. Honestly, who is actually available and achievable, guaranteed, proven elite attacking talent? Honest to God, I don't know. But let's be honest, this isn't something new. Josh Kroenke, Mikel Arteta, Berta, the scouts, this is you man's job because they have to be from somewhere. Like, Napoli found Kvaratskhelia, and then obviously PSG found him. Morgan Rodgers was somebody found him. All these guys, somebody found them somewhere. And no doubt throughout the summer, or let's just say a year from now, when the next guys are in the Premier League and everybody likes them, Ryan, Kroupi, whatever have you, they have to be from somewhere. Man, have to find the guys, bro. That's your job. So yeah, man. It is what it is. Go and do your thing. Odegaard can leave as soon as possible. I trust Eze, Wanyeri, and Dalman in the 10. I do, but I think you're being a bit naive, my boy. If Odegaard was to go, and I assume Kai Havertz and Marino stay, I think, in my opinion, you'd have to get used to them playing in that 10 a lot. What's mad for me is all these rival fans who want F4 are trying to banter us because they're going to cry after. And plus, to a degree, the game's the game. You got to run banter. But who cares? Like, who cares? Who cares? DG, we're linked with Mateus Fernandez, and I'm so happy. Bring that ball at home. Kroupi, Rodgers, Leão, Archipong too. The parade was structured, but Tuesday and Saturday was off the cuff. That's what is better, just spontaneous. I hear it, man. I hear it. Noah, one love for the super chat, my boy. Wish you had something to say, but yeah, man. DG, buddy, I want all the attackers, including the right back. No more pens for Eze or Gabby. Oh, they can take pens, man. DG, we found ours in Monga Baller. Yeah, but he's 17, bro. So If I take a bit of time, man. For me, you don't know my thoughts. If it's up to me, Wanyeri, Dalman, you bring this Mongo guy in, season them, slow cook them, they're gonna be their guys, man. Would you sell Captain or what? Who would you sell? Apologies, Captain or Ethan? Also, I see both Kai and Captain being sold with no contract talk. They have 2 years left. Bodies declining for both of them. It's a Ramsdale situation. I'll be very amazed. Stranger things have happened if they sell both, especially after you've won a title. I don't think you sell both. They're both key members. They're key to Mikel Arteta's system. We do need a squad. I'd actually be a bit pessimistic on one of them, but I'm sounding like a hypocrite because I said unpopular sell, right? If it came to it, who I'd rather sell? Wanyeri, innit? Wanyeri. Odegaard, if it came to it, because I believe in Wanyeri long term. But with Wanyeri, whether I agree with it or not, all of them midfielders, including your friend Miles Lewis-Skelly, are in front of you, in the pivot. So like, what I mean is, like you've seen Rice and Zubimendi, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Declan Rice, like the people that play in that role, you will see Kai in that 8, Marino in that 8. Norgard can't buy a game and probably going to be sold before you see Wanyeri. The 10, Eze, Odegaard, will see Kai and Marino also in there. Right wing, bought Noni for 50 million. You do have Max Dalman, who is talented, there's whatever, and then there's Saka. So I just don't think, and this ain't my opinion, this ain't what I would want it to be. I just don't think there's a spot. Now, for me, I think all options should be on the table for Wanyeri. I wouldn't do this, but naturally, like, obviously, there's people that need to be sold way sooner than him. But who is going to, out of all the guys that could potentially be sold, who is going to bring in the biggest fee? It probably will be Wanyeri, and it is 100% profit. Me personally, I'd love Arteta to put an arm around him and say, yo, at some point, I'm going to, because that's what I think he needs. You're going to get 5 to 10 games in a row. By the end of that, I'm going to know everything I need to know. But then I also think there's a trail of thought. It could go left because if you have another shaky loan, but I don't think there should be a rush. We've signed my man to a new deal. You could easily loan him to the Prem or somewhere else where if he has a loan, which we hope the Marseille one was, I'm exaggerating, but it could go from 50 million to 70. Even if you do want to sell him, you get your bread and you keep it moving, innit? But as I told you, look, this summer I'll be looking at it closely because when I've just got my naive fan cap on and, Arsenal, we've ended the trophy drought. We got to 2 finals. Even with all the adversity we've got there, imagine we do this left wing, we get this centre mid, we do all of that, we can build and whatnot. And I'm not accused. Whether it goes right or wrong, I do think that will be the rhetoric of what them man want to do, innit? But then when I remove that cap and I look at the whole picture, Berta's a bad boy. You see what he done in terms of recruitment. We've seen his CV and his track record in so far at Arsenal. And I love the scenes, him being around the game in various examples. He's here to get because the squad needs to evolve, innit? Some man are past their sell-by date. There needs to be a hold on wages. Why I say that? I don't care how much people get paid, because at the end of the day, remove your fan cap. I personally believe if anybody officially involved in football, I think managers as well, to be fair, but managers, club owners, Sky Sports, TV rights guys, whatever have you, anyone deserves the money. It's the footballers. If every footballer if all 20 Premier League teams footballers said they're not playing games no more, what are we talking about? What are we watching? So you get where I'm going. So I don't care how much they get paid, but just looking at the scenario, we need to get, not that we need to get a hold on the wages, but we do. We've brought in Gyökeres, you're probably on decent wages. We've brought in Eze, you're definitely on decent wages. There's talk around Timber signing a new deal, Rice signing a new deal, and them man are going to get paid. Raya potentially as well. Trossard and Raya actually got like little buffers in it. Gabriel got a new deal. Saka got a new deal. Saliba got a new deal. It's not in these lots kind of realms, but Miles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri got new deals. So that is, on top of us still paying Reece Nelson, respectfully to him. Fabio Vieira is still here, and you've still got Gabriel Jesus. So this is what I mean by there is going to be an emphasis on moving certain man on. I don't know for Benjamin White even as well, but you get the point, man. So yeah, just let Morgan Rodgers as a 10 left wing is not enough. We might need a bit more. Well, what do you guys think about Simon Jordan taking shots at AFTV and Troops? Big up Troops. Simon Jordan, it just sounds elitist, bro. It just sounds elitist. Like, I get it. Certain content creators and certain YouTube channels, they ruffle a few feathers. But let's be honest, man, it annoys me because we know the connotations. They don't want to see the man them have a voice. They don't want the people to have a voice. If anything, they don't really want the people to have a voice. It's just people are seeing TV, traditional media. They don't, like, even guys like Warren in the chat, he's a United fan. He's got nothing to do with Arsenal, but It's football fans having a conversation, having a voice, having a community. We think differently. We live and breathe it rather than these lot recycling tosh. That's the way it's going, not just in football. People are bored of TV. It's probably, I'm not saying TV's going anywhere, but it's a societal thing, isn't it? Like Netflix and all them subscription things, they're all up. Traditional TV, like who's really no one ain't really, the younger you go, man, are not really sitting down and watching TV to the point where I don't agree with this, but younger fans and some fans, they only watch highlights of games and TikToks and stats. So them lot I've never liked you. Like these traditional media's never liked YouTube. They never liked us having a voice, but they see this is where it's going. We need to get involved in some way, shape or form. And again, even if you don't like said individuals that Jordan named, there's 100 other people that are doing great jobs. Fantastic. You got people like Clive Palmer, for example. Big up Clive. I saw a lot of you. I saw Strichter. I saw Clive Palmer. I saw Miles. I saw Revolutionary Pop. Big him up. One of the mods here. I saw a couple of you. I saw a bear of you still. I tried to link Premzy. It didn't bang. Tried to link Jess. It didn't bang. Yesterday was too mad. I looked at my phone. I saw 38%. The signal's all mad. My brethren are calling me. People are dinging on my phone. Where are you? People are inboxing me and that. I'm like, bro, it is what it is. I'm here. And I was there. I loved it, man. I fucking loved it, man. I don't know what I preferred. Is it Highbury Fields? Is it Clifton Park or whatever? I don't know if it was that place. I don't know if I preferred Highbury Fields. I did like my time on Essex Road and Seven Sisters Road, Holloway Road. You got my heart. You'll always have my heart. Really, nothing was going on around the Emirates, but it was near the Emirates. So, yeah, man. But going back to what you're saying, bro, just don't like it, bro. Because at the same time, yeah, whatever they say, and that's what I don't like entitlement. I don't like people, yeah, because there's certain experiences like I can't live in it. I can sympathize, I can use my common sense, but I haven't lived that experience. So you see when you're talking, yeah, you have to realize opinions that are not yours in it. And I don't like people who clearly live in a bubble. Their shit don't stink. Everyone's told them they're perfect and amazing, having opinions. And even if you don't like these said individuals, does everybody like everybody on TalkSport or Sky Sports or whatever? Because a lot of them behave the same way. I like Jason Cundy. He's doing it on a banner thing. He's like, me and him actually have a lot of back and forth off camera, like, because like when I'm typically him and Jamie O'Hara are starting that show when I go on TalkSport and I'm ending it in it and it's in the same studio. But you got people like Gabby Bungalow, people don't like him, and even that, yeah. Troy Deeney, Gabby Bungalow, you're allowed to criticize Arsenal. I don't want you lot to like, man. I don't even care about the PSG shirts and that. Callum Robertson's another one. I don't even care what you lot do. I don't care about that stuff. Like, you know me. I give banter. I accept banter. We have our little ha-ha moment. Then we talk about ball. But let's have one thing right, yeah? The likes of Troy Deeney, Gabriel Bonglaho, all of these kind of man. Forget the fact that Arsenal in the Champions League final for a second. Forget the fact that we've won the Premier League for a second. You lot would love to do that, but I'm not done. The others just turn on. Part that comment off. Would have been some of you lot's greatest fucking highlights, you know, winning that FA Cup when Arteta in his first year, all the years we finished, all the 3 years in a row we finished second. The night out in Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, which in the grand scheme of things, there's nothing tangible to cut that off. That would have been some of you lot's career highlights. And that's one thing that pisses me off, yeah. Banter. Have the jokes. But especially as a former footballer, yeah, you need to check your mirrors. That's what I think. All the other pundits and traditional media, they're going to do what they want to do. But I just think footballers and ex-footballers, there's a degree of, I'm not even just talking about Arsenal, there's a degree of respect that is required and whatnot. And I think some of you forget yourselves. Jamie Carragher, like, and again, as much as I'm weighing you, Gabby Bonglaho, Troy Deeney, Jamie Carragher, I'd have you lot. I wanted to be a professional footballer. You lot done something like, you lot are better than me. I wouldn't have loved to get twisted up by Henry and spit at little kids, Jamie Carragher. I wouldn't like a Bonglaho. We beat Aston Villa in the FA Cup, bro. Just cool off, man. Big up the real Villa fans. I would have loved to have been like you lot. But you don't need to remember yourselves, you know. I know you lot are getting older and the younger fans and can't remember you. Remember yourselves, bro. Remember yourself. Danny Mills, another one. Danny Mills ain't even done that. He could be in Spain. He's never doing nothing, but he's another one I'll never forget. You used to get twisted up by Aubrey. Jamie Carragher, you did your thing. You did your thing for Liverpool. You got capped by the country, but you talk like you was Van Dijk and all these kind of man. Gabby Bongalo, your biggest highlight is being compared to Theo Walcott and Aaron Lennon because you're all light skinned and wall vapors. Man need to remember themselves in this thing. Have self-awareness. That's all I'm going to say. But I get it. And a lot of these people, yeah, whether it's on YouTube, because let's have it right. Arsenal pay the bills. Engagement base. Sorry. A lot of these people don't believe what they're saying about this football club or about certain individuals in this club. The game is the game. views, engagement, whatever. Now, I've personally given up with this thing because I told you lot, until as a society, we learn to ignore these things. Even like when I see, I don't know how to describe it, but you see like racist rage baiting on Twitter where people will take, I don't know, man, there could be, I don't know, man, Muslims could be celebrating Eid and then like they'll just take it out of context. It's not even out of context. They'll just take that video and just caption it something mad like the immigration, get out of our country, all this kind of stuff. Until we learn to ignore, and I don't even think ignore is the solution, but until we learn to ignore this obviously engagement, rage bait engagement farming, it's cash money, bro. None of these people care about football like us at its deepest level. They don't care about ball. We love the game. Whether you're an Arsenal fan, if you're on this channel, furthermore, I can't verify no one else's, yeah, but I love my Arsenal fans. But whether you support Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, even you Spurs pricks that are here, I have to, innit? You love the game at its purest level, bro. You love it at its purest level. You love the game for the game's sake. They don't love it like that. Remember, it's a job. There's bare ex-pros and footballers that don't live job that don't love ball. A lot of these guys were getting thousands of pounds, bro. Money we will never see, but they weren't saving it. So now they're chatting shit. They have to. They have to chat shit. A lot of YouTubers have to chat shit. If you're not chatting shit, you're not going to get nowhere. This is the game. I wish we lived in a purer era where you could be tribal, have balance, be bannerish, but you can't. The game has now become this game, bro. People just chatting shit. I see Chelsea, people connected to Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, fucking Fulham, all these things, just chatting shit. Why? That stirs debate. Me and us lot here for an hour, yeah. And this is another thing I think platforms do as well. We could have a proper debate around managers or whatever, yeah. And they will take 10 seconds of that where out of context, it sounds mad, heated, blah, blah, blah. Why? It gets people commenting. I see it all the time. Go and just type my name in on Instagram and go read the comments. But yeah, man, that's that. That's what I would say, bro. What I would say is I big up the fans, them, and I big up YouTube. YouTube as a platform. It gave us a voice, bro. It gave not just people like myself and everybody that set the way, because that's what Robbie did. He set the way. Him and everyone involved, they set the way. Not just that, us. We've got some of you that never got you don't want to be in front of it. We've got a little community. We don't have that over there, bro. And they hate that. And it's a society thing. You see Jeff Sterling do it. You see Simon Jordan do it. You see all these people kind of do it, people. Like, and then they say, oh, that's why they don't like Arsenal fans. So it'd be fair to say, yeah, there was around 1 million people at this parade, right? I don't know the guesstimates, but you know what we can do is how many estimated Arsenal fans around the world. And this ain't about Arsenal fans and who's the most annoying and all this kind of bullshit, but how many Arsenal fans around the world? This is just to continue this debate. How many are so look, because you know there's never caps in my raps. I told you there was a parade in May as well. And completely, you know what, the ADHD's kicking. Cool, we didn't win the champs. But I went to war for this football club this season, you know. Because I believe we could win the league. I went to war. And I appreciate you lot for backing it. Because you lot, it was that, you know what, that is actually, and that's another thing. This is on brand, yeah. Once again, thank you to all of you lot for all the stuff you do, and all the support you lot give, man, whether it's super chat, supporting, however much you click, all these things, yeah. Big up you lot, yeah. And also being at not even just being at the parade yesterday, but the parade last Sunday, Tuesday, all of you met me and said, oh, you behave differently than I thought. Because I'm even forgetting, like, obviously who I am. I'm jumping around, acting and doing all of these things. You're like, you lot are showing man love. And bare different, like, white, black, gal, man, little kids, but man, like, yeah, like, just, it's amazing. And I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for this level of YouTube. So I big up you lot. And another thing I would say, yeah, like, that touched my heart is, you lot kept, like, there was a lot of messages. A lot of you just said, keep doing your thing. Just keep doing your thing. We need you. You give us a voice. All of these kind of, that's the most hot, like, it's a bit overwhelming if I'm brutally honest. And it I don't get nervous and don't feel anxiety, but it does, bro. Like, it does, it makes you feel wholesome. It makes me proud that we've assembled this. It makes me proud that whether I've been right or wrong, you know my heart's been in the right place. And it makes me feel like one of the players, bro. Like, people can't think you backed us, mate. You backed us. You backed us. No, I'm getting you a pint. Guy, pulling my hand. Like, all right, go get the pint. Get the pint. All right, better cameras and bro, it's mad. So big up you lot. But again, staying on task. Don't let me waffle people. That says there's 112 million people there, right? That says 112 million. Not that I care for AFTV. Listen, Robbie, all of that, that's you lot and Simon Jordan's in it. I'm over here. It's got nothing to do with me. I got enough battles to fight. No one ain't fighting my battles in it, but you lot. So yeah, this is everyone's allowed an opinion, whether it matters or not. This is my one. It would be fair to say, yeah, he said, because of troops, big up troops as well. I'm not including him in that, but big up troops. All right, cool. You don't like troops. You don't like Robbie. You don't like this one. You don't like that one. That's like 4 or 5 man, 10 max. 10 max. For 112 million people that support this football club. Just call it for what it is. You don't have to like Arsenal, you know. You know you're allowed your own thoughts. You don't have to like my football club. You don't have to like anything. Fuck you lot, really, if you don't like Arsenal, but you get it. So don't let them twang you, man. But anyways, DG first half, 23% possession. Second half, 26% possession. Realistically, how much impact are you expecting from the attack? Broski, it's just got to be more, bro. It's just got to be more, bro. Like, I hear you with the stats thing. You're not wrong. But that tells me there's something that needs to change going forward with Mikel Arteta's philosophy. Maybe, you know, let's just say, for argument's sake, we're level 10. Let's just say if our 10 being the best, that's our level of defending, yeah. Level 10 is the best. Maybe if you scale it back to an 8, we might bring up a level, like if attack is level 6, it might go up to level 8, and there's a bit of a trade-off in it. So yeah, I don't know, man. But either way, you gotta find a way, man. I think Igor is a perfect striker. Rashid, big up yourself. I don't know, because he's Brazilian, I like him, but is Igor Thiago one of them, man? It looks like a sure bet. You go and buy him now, and he's not moving like how he was moving this year. Because I know there's a bit of a joke on social media, but it's actually kind of, you know, when someone makes a joke and you think, you know, it's nonsense. You think it's nonsense, but then you're like, hang on, there might be a degree of truth in this one, you know. And what I mean by that is, when it's not 3 p.m. kickoff, the man actually see Igor Thiago like do the business. I never saw it against us. How about some Marino false nines? I don't want them in midfield. But yeah, we're going to be in for a surprise. Do you think Rodgers is coming to play left wing or centre mid? I'll be amazed if we sign Rodgers. I think there's admiration. I love him. I think long term you could play 10, you could play 8, you can play on the right, you can play on the left. I think you've got the ability to get goals. I think you've got a positive like that positive chip on your shoulder, if that makes sense. English, all of that. Where I don't think it makes sense is, and this is why it's not my money. I don't know how much Arsenal got, yeah. I like Morgan Rodgers. You can see videos of me talking about him from when he was at West Brom on this very channel, right? I like Morgan Rodgers. If it was me, I'm one of them. I'm going to do, it's not the same, but I would do what Liverpool did last season. What? We can get Hugo, we got Ikatike. What is that? We can still get that. Well, sign the man and get it and figure that shit out later, innit? I know in hindsight it looks dumb, but just I'm on that with Morgan Rodgers. But then when I deep it, is it the right signing? Quality-wise, yes, and all the things I've said, yes. But I've said to you lot before, you lot can quote me, I've said the left wingers we're linked with, I'm not really on them. Like Rafa Leão, Rashford, Nico Williams, they're not bad players. I can see pluses and negatives, and there's others. We can't get Gordon, but Gordon, none of them are 100% convincing me. So I said for me, I don't know who, but do the scouting thing, innit? Like, go and find the next Kvaratskhelia or one of these guys or whatever, innit? The next one. Scouts, go do your jobs. It's simple as that. Go do your jobs. But then I also said, the way I'm looking at it now, if they were the offers, like, I'd rather just buy Morgan Rodgers and slap him left wing. But then again, is that going to be long term? Because he can play left winger, but I think we need a 1v1 demon, somebody that wants to take their man on. Rodgers can obviously do that, but he's one of them. If he's playing out wide, he will go and do all that crap, but he wants to come inside. Why? He wants to, you know, drop into midfield and a bit like Eze. So then you got too many kind of players. That would mean maybe move on to go to Kai, but yeah, man. So in conclusion, I would bring in Rodgers, my broski, but I don't know, man. If we sell Ethan, I hope we do an option to buy because he'll bang for sure. How does sideways passing equal dominate? I don't know what that means. We need a proper playmaker like Bruno or Cherky. Cherky. I would like a Bruno in my squad, but he'd do my head in. In the second half, around the 80th, 90th minute, Noni on the ball, we're on the break and overload on our right. Martinelli's making a run to get him behind through to goal if Noni passes as... But I'm not being funny, yeah. The good and bad of the club, keep it 100, is on Mikel Arteta and the recruitment stuff, bro, because to a degree, I'm watching the Champions League final like I've done all season. And I don't think I don't think certain men are amazing, but I don't think they're shit in it. But the problem is, when you've got too many, he's calm, he's a squad player, you can maneuver with him. When you've got 3-4 of them, suddenly your attacking depth looks different. So, to a degree, I can't keep getting, like, are you surprised with what you see from Noni or Martinelli? or I like Trossard, but Trossard generally, like, you have to trust people in life to be who they are. I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is when we're talking about our players, yeah, and big up Magalhaes, I don't fucking care that you missed that penalty. Of course, I'd love to have won the chance, but you fucking put your body on the line for this football club, you know. Me and you, Magalhaes, will have a problem if you ever feel sorry for yourself. You missed the penalty, so fucking what? Football means the world to me. It's just a fucking game, yeah. It's cool. You're still my guy. And I'll extend that to Mascara, but staying on this, yeah. When we're saying the best at Arsenal, the best players, Raya's there, Rice is there, Saliba's there, Gabriel's there. You'd throw a Timber there. Generally, you'd throw Saka. I know we haven't seen the best of Saka, but you'd throw a Saka there. But forget Saka. See the same way we talk about Rice and Miles Lewis Skelly propaganda. Throw him into that. See the way we talk about like the defensive third, midfield S-ish. That's how man need to waffle about my attack. When I can say these conversations about our attack, yeah, it's scary, but not for us. It might even scare us, man. Bro, it says bro, Ethan should do whatever. I think for Ethan, if I'm him, it's a conflicting one. Because on one hand, you don't want to be, I do think young players need stability in it. I do think you don't want to be one of them men that are going on different loans. So do you push for a permanent, like to a Como, where I'm sure you go into France, makes you even more bullish about living abroad. Cesc Fabregas, proven track record of doing his thing with the young players. You'll get first team football. Do you go and do that? Or do you go on loan again? I'd love him to go on Premier League loan, man. But if Cesc wants him, do your thing. Ethan shouldn't be sold. He's a real talent. Bad move if you're selling. I agree, but I do think the writing is on the wall. Bruv, sorry, but I can't stand these fans having chat for man for winning the Europa or Conference League. Call me a snob, but I'm not celebrating these tier 2/3 trophies. Just have to embrace the bands, man. But we won the Prem, bro. Like, all that's going to change. And this is why, yeah, man can't seek in life. It's a life's lesson. You can't see, don't let people talk you up or belittle you. As long as how you feel about whatever achievement you've done, whatever. For example, someone might go and get a driver's license. People might say that's not an achievement, but that's an achievement to you, bro. Arsenal winning the Premier League for the first time in certain people's lifetime. For me, my first time as a grown man, and for just football fans older that have seen a lot, became a bit disillusioned, it's great. The goalposts are always going to move. Oh, you won the Prem, but you ain't retained it, but you ain't done this. Oh, we didn't win the champs. Oh, you only won one champ. So can you do it again? The goalposts have moved for better teams than us throughout history and better managers than Mikel Arteta, with the greatest of respect. I've seen it. The greatest two managers in terms of winning and all that crap, they moved all the time for Pep. They moved all the time for Fergie. They moved all the time for Wenger. They definitely moved for Jose. They moved for Conte. They moved with footballers. That's going to happen. And that's why I was so big on Mandem and the Galley. Enjoy the moment, bro. Enjoy the moment. What tomorrow, whatever comes tomorrow, we'll deal with that, man. Nah, I'm not taking Cesc, man. Arteta brought the Brownings to North London, bro. He can stay for as long as he wants, bro. DJ, how do you feel about Leão with Rodgers for 56 million, especially if we sell Martinelli and we'll miss Pace as a profile? I'd rather Rodgers than Leão, man. I only watch sport on TV. Everything else is pretty much dead. Same. I like Rashford. I'll take him because he's man then, but I don't think it makes sense, bro. I don't. Rashford's another one of those players, yeah, that if Arteta can, with the greatest, I'm not really on that no more. Unless you're going to go get me Bacola or some random young, I'm not really on that no more. I'm not really, especially in attack. Like, we need, nothing's a sure bet and a sure gamble, but we need, you can get me 10 plus goals. You're going to get me 10 plus goals in assists. This striker's going to get me 20, whatever. These lot, obviously, minutes adjusted. They're going to chip in wherever they chip in. We need man like that. I just think for Rashford, obviously, I would actually love for Rashford to get an opportunity at Man United, do his thing. I like Rashford. I like Rashford a lot for what he's done for the kids, them, for how him, Saka, and Sancho were treated, for the media, all of that. But as you see, Elise is not the best of example, but as you see with Elise, as you see with couple man, once you go abroad, the British media leave you alone, you know. I'm seeing him smile. Obviously, the Barca thing with Gordon, it's not looking like it's going to happen, but I'm seeing him smiling again. I'm seeing him happy. Like, I just think Rashford, just stay away from this country, bro. Like, just stay away, bro. Just stay away. Not going to lie, I was streaming with Abby trying to do the nice thing after the game yesterday, after how she and Rivals have moved this season. I don't want to be friendly. Like, you know what, yeah? I'll big her up. She was nice. Not just on that, but she was nice anyways yesterday. Like, she's just a troll. Honest to God, she's just a mad troll. A mad troll. But I hate you, though. As I told her, don't show me mercy. Because see the mercy you showed me when we lost? You lot made the villain. I always say you should kill me when you get the chance. You know me. You know me, people. You know me. You seen the villain arc. The minute we won the league, what did you see? They tried to kill me when we drew again, when we lost to Bournemouth. Can't call a man duppy in this life till he's dead, you know. Rashford only shows up when a tournament due. He don't have 100 Prem goals. That's the thing, bro. I don't want... Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that. Yeah. Warren, that's what I'm alluding to. 38 games. As I said, I'm not expecting man to do a madness for 38 games. But 38 games from Rashford, there's going to be 10 where you're good, 10 where you're rubbish, 10 where you're indifferent, a bit like Nonny, innit? It's been another level this season, though, DJ. It's time to give it back to them shamelessly from now on. Every time they lose next season, we'll be there 100, man. Now, a bungalow is okay. Not that I'm listening, not my brethren. I'm not there doing friendly chat, but when I spoke to him, it's really just oh, you're right, yeah, well gone thing. That's it. He's cool, innit? The same with Jamie O'Hara. Like, I've never really, like, I talk sport, Jason Cundy. I actually really like Jason, man. Like, we talk about football a lot. He's funny, man. I can't lie. He's a cool guy, and he's quite honest about Chelsea. Like him, obviously, you got Abby Flex is always there. Harry, the Fulham fan, he's actually, when you know how the industry works, you can see where I'm going, and he's all right. I don't think there's no one that annoys me, bro. Like, I try not respectfully, like we're all working in the same space. I try not to get annoyed from strangers, bro. Like, if that's what you're gonna feel, that's what you're gonna feel. If anyone rattles me, it's my brethrens. When they're chatting shit, as some of you have seen, man. I love the banter. People take it so serious. Only a game to me. I've seen my club win everything, so it's all good for me. But Warren, I hear you, but whether you've won or not, it's irrelevant in the sense that that's what I'm trying to say. Like, laughing at Joe, oh, United rubbish, Arsenal rubbish. We talk about ball, we keep it moving. Football means the world to everyone, and it does to me as well. But like, there's too much people committed to hating on things, like to the point where I'll never mock anyone, but you can't have anything going on in your life. You can't be attempting to better yourself. You can't be at work, college, school, reading books, trying to get a job if you ain't got one. You can't be trying to do something with yourself because you got, like I said, and social media is a terrible example. But I'm seeing Arsenal and Liverpool and United fans, they're all arguing about who's got the biggest parade all day. Who can, in the grand scheme of it, if you're a United fan, you got a parade. If you're a Liverpool fan, you got a parade. If you're an Arsenal fan, you got a parade. Who gives a fuck about that? We're losing receipts, man. We're losing receipts, man. Imagine Kvaratskhelia or Mbappe, Goulet, Alvarez, and Saka dream chasing, man. True, these ex-footballers don't care about football. A lot of them don't. And going back to the TV example, yeah. Another thing, or I can only speak for me, but I'm sure some of you probably feel the same. Another reason a lot of us switched off from TV, yeah, is one, there's not enough variety. Because let's have it right, YouTube, there's people that can banter and talk honest football. There's people that are just on a banter thing. If you want to watch meltdowns, you can watch what there's analytical duns. You can go find whatever. And I'm not saying that's not on traditional media, innit? But you can go find whatever you want. But I think one thing that's pissed off a lot of, and probably only speaking for myself, maybe a lot of you, one thing that I think's pissed off a lot of football fans, a lot of people in general is, you know, when, I ain't got no examples, but you know when like Arsenal are playing, or if Warren's there, Man United are playing, and you're listening to these pundits, and it feels like they've just got a piece of paper where they're just saying generic football phrases or sayings. It's not really relevant or prevalent to the team or your team at that time. It's like, we can tell you're not doing no research. Like, to a degree, in fact, 100%, they're forced down our throats. I'll always advocate for ex-players, innit? I'll always advocate for ex-players because there's a level of experience and know-how and things they've seen that we won't see. But just because you're an ex-footballer, I'm sorry, it don't mean you know ball. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I refuse. Because some of you lot, I hear better opinions in the pub. Hey, D, appreciate you for the super chat. I'm buying you, man. You send that at 11 past. You just let my waffle. Someone should have said super chat. I appreciate you, my boy. Dennis Mace. I can never say your name, D, but I appreciate you. I tried, man. Hey, DG. Wanted to do this before the parade so you could get a bottle of Henny or Rainer for me as a thank you for all your hard work this season. Better late than never. Appreciate you, my boy. I'll get one in your honor. Thank you, man. No more alcohol until the weekend, though, man. Well, I had a couple Henny bottles yesterday. My first Henny bottle. And it wasn't just me. I had the majority, but I didn't drink all of it. Done at like 11 a.m. and I was up Finsbury Park. The sun was beating. The bus is taking forever. standing up for time. Bearing in mind, I was at the Emirates on Saturday. I'm there like, how am I going to do this? I'm going to die. You know, like the sun is beating. I'm feeling like I'm going to die. I'm waved off my nut. I like to my brethren, bro. I got to go shop. I got to go shop. You know, we missed it. Hey, Burner, I'm putting you on. Hey, Burner, I'm putting you on blast on my own YouTube channel. Oh, we missed the parade, man. You know, I wanted that picture, man. I wanted the video, man. No, we're not going to see you all day. I was like, shut up, man. Just shut up. It's going to circle round, geezer. I tell you what, let's go to All the Way Road and we're going to see it. And what happened? Not only did you see it, you got a fucking good video, didn't you? And then as soon as the bus went, you got to run up and down and run with the Arsenal fans. Tranquillo. Do I ever let you lot down? Jed Spence trying to banter us. He can run bats. He's touched. He's shit anyways. Cool. All I would let him run his bats. He knows he's an Arsenal fan. The game's the game. He's with Spurs. He's obviously going to do that. Jed Spence, I hope you remember when you go to the World Cup, please take that 2 in the blue out of your suitcase. Please. I like Spence, but suck yourself. Not even just loving the game, even topics that don't concern football people like nuance. That's the climate we're in, bro. And I think it's only going to get worse, bro. It's only getting more tribal, bro. Like, things have to get worse before they get better. Like, they have to. So they're only going to get more tribal, more rage. Let's have it right. I would say Man United second, Arsenal first, yeah. And probably Liverpool third. Just talking about Arsenal online, negatively, more so negatively, positively, just chatting about Arsenal in general. That's your bread and butter, you know? So why would you stop it for them? Because that's the thing with a lot of these. This is the stage we're getting at with traditional media. They shunned people like myself, you know, all the content creators. They shunned it at first. They weren't here for it. It's just an idiot thing. They're on YouTube. They can never do this. Then what did you see? It went from that stage and phase of the project to, okay, 1-2 times we need to get these kind of people on the platforms. And then you saw, we need to kind of set up shop on a permanent basis with certain individuals, if that makes sense. Big up D once again. That's the climate we're in. Then we're probably about 5-10 for where it all collides, if that makes sense. Because you're seeing it. Well, go and look at what Netflix are doing. Go and look at what The Zone are doing. Go and look at, actually, to be fair, and, you know, I have to give love to TalkSport because you're the first ones that fucked with me on a consistent basis. TalkSport, fucking IT, fair enough. Like, other people are doing more, but like, the man on ITV, bro. Like, you get it. Whether they don't, I don't know if people like us or what. They're seeing where it goes. You got to remember, these people are businessmen at the end of the day, you know. And in business, whether it's in football or in certain aspects of reality, ideally, you would love everyone to get along, be friends. But when it comes to business, there's no time for feelings. So you can make bread with people you don't necessarily like. But what I would say is never forget yourself. Football's a business, man. Without rivalries, football wouldn't be big. It'd be rugby and cricket. The Met said there was 800K at the parade. If you won, there would easily be over a million. I can't lie to you, man. Like, next parade, listen, I'm not no events done. But I feel on the best of days, TFL, like the trains and that, they're not fit for purpose anymore. But for general safety, I do think there needs to be better protocols, bro. Because like whatever they were doing to kind of like people traffic the roads, there's bare madness going on. Like, you know how many times I had to say, mind the kids? Like, I felt so sorry for this lady. Like, she brought, and I'm also gonna feel bad about what I'm gonna say on top of that. She brought her autistic son, like big unit in it. She was like, "Excuse me, my autistic son." Obviously, the man, get through in it, like little kids, all that stuff. Like, get old people, go get through in it, like help them. But it says safety. Well, the amount of people, like people are falling on top of each other. It's not safe, bro. So there has to be some better regulations. If there ever is a parade at Arsenal, again, by God's grace, there has to be a better measure in it, a better people flow. There's got to be all of that kind of stuff. And there's got to be somewhere for little kids, in particular, little kids, the elderly, and the disabled. You could, if you're not one of those three or a support worker, I don't know how it works. You can't go in that little zone. That's what it should be, like that zone. Because there was footballs for everyone. Like, one thing that warmed my heart, yeah, there was this guy in a wheelchair. I don't want to be. Oh yeah, sorry. For what I'm gonna say, see what I mentioned about the autistic son. Football is for everyone, yeah. Whether you're blind, disabled, elderly, able-bodied, whatever. But because of what I expected going to that parade, I don't think that woman should have brought her son. And I think that's sad because this is a day, I think, for everyone. Like, there was a moment, like when the parade's done and everyone's just still celebrating, there's a moment that warmed my heart. Yeah, there was this disabled guy in a wheelchair. See the wheelchair, you press the button and you keep it moving. He's recording himself. Arsenal fans just getting involved. North London forever. He's doing it like, bro, yeah, man, do that. So, yeah, man. If I had it my way, being subjective, Kai, Jesus, Gyökeres, Noni, White, Vieira, Nelson, Martinelli, Trossard, bringing attacking talent, but that's a lot of changes, man. I do think at some point next season, we need to have a conversation about us in cup competitions, but now it's time to celebrate being champions of Europe. Yeah, I've alluded to it, Josh. I think for me, man need to learn when it's sink or swim, do or die. We've had two, well, we've actually had one proper shootout, but if the League Cups were shootouts, we need to win the sprints. We won the marathon. We need to win the sprints now, like by some way. Because if I'm honest, I am being a bit harsh in it. I am being very harsh because there was a number like Saliba, I think he was good. Gabriel, I think he was good. Raya, I think he was good. Lewis Skelly, I think he held it up. Mascara bar the penny, I think he held it up. But generally, yeah, the same hot take, the same way I felt in the League Cup is to a degree how I felt in the Champions League final. In that, I feel Magalhaes doing his like in the League Cup final. I felt Saliba and Gyökeres, you man were on it, if that makes sense. In the Champions League final, I felt the same. I felt Kai, you was playing at another level, if I'm honest with you, in relation to what you are. And I think, obviously, Magalhaes with the blocks. Now, for obvious reasons, that's got to change. DG, definitely one of the most objective football content creators. I appreciate you, man. As I always say, don't tell what man what to think. Just think, man. Just think, man. Arteta, I think he's clocked. He needs to improve his attack. That Champions League final got to have him thinking I was close. Has to be Kroupi. Bring Kroupi. I said it from the moment I first saw him that he'd be a top 10 striker in the world one day. I'm glad you got to have some fun, DG, but I was more glad when that pen was missed. That's what football's about, having a team. Yeah, of course. If you're a pagan, why would you want Arsenal to win? I know there's some football fans, yeah, that do this whole, I want English teams to win. Nah, if it's not Arsenal, I don't give a fuck. Like, there's a couple teams, if they do it, I don't mind, but I don't give a crap in it, really and truly. The banner has to fly. And again, yeah, I think Miles Lewis Skelly played well, but look at the passes on paper. You mentioned, Bukayo Saka, 4 passes. You could probably make that case of a number of attackers. And how many, I don't know, I'm making things up, but how many times did Rice pass the ball to Odegaard or Odegaard found Saka? Again, there's beyond us being solid defensively. Like, we're great off the ball. I think we're good on the ball. Like, listen to what I'm saying. I think we're great off the ball. I think we're good on the ball. So take the great and make it better. Take the good and make it great. Again, I think we're great off the ball. I think we're good on it. But, yeah. So, yeah. Would you play a swap Zubi for Tchouaméni? No. He's a Premier League winner. He ended our drought. No. I don't do that. We need a demon, bro. But Yildiz ain't even that. He's a baller. I'm having him. But if we're honest, it's another one. If there's an opportunity, sign him, make it happen. But if we're honest, keeping it 100% trill, it's not that we don't need that profile, but we don't need that profile left wing if we're 100% real. Rodgers needs to, why ain't your comment coming up? Rodgers needs to come. He's the type of player to do a madness shoot from 30, 40 yards and work the keeper. And I do think that, man. I do think that. Martinelli, I think for Martinelli to maybe reach the next level, you might just have to cut, bro. Sometimes that happens. I think Trossard's more likely to go, but yeah, man. Our new signings were sat on the bench. Zubi, Gyökeres, Calafiori for what? Calafiori? Why is Berger getting praise when that's the current situation? I think that's a bit harsh because like Berger's job is to sign new, move people on, bring players in, pattern the contracts, and get the team what it needs. If you could get Arteta his number one targets, great, because it means Arteta needs to do what he needs to do. If you can't, like with Mascara, you can pivot away. That's a bit harsh. Mentioning Calafiori, that ain't got nothing to do with Berger. Berger's not picking the team. Berger's not picking it. Like, Berger's not to be blamed for Zubi falling off a cliff towards the end of the season. Love him. Berger's not to be blamed for Gyökeres being off the bench or starting. And I'm even Calafiori. And if I'm honest with you, big up Calafiori. Hincapié needed to start, and I think he justified his start. Another warrior performance. He held it up. We held it up against their front three, bro. They got a penalty and one on pens. For a PSG side that easily, worst case scenario, many neutral fans, let alone Arsenal PSG, were thinking at least a 2-3. So, yeah, man. It is what it is. Bro, people are sleeping on Zubi's season, but the problem is people only remember yesterday, and Zubi did the reverse Eze and Gyökeres, isn't it? In that They had to warm into the season. Them man, obviously, you know, and then they started flying. Zubi started very well at this football club, and then fell place, second place FC for a reason. Fair enough. Won the league, though, man. Unless there's a place above first. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you're gonna troll better, man. At least be like Warren and fucking make it funny and like something like that, bro. Come on, man. Did you meet up with Jess? Nah, you know. Nah, man. Nope. Couldn't. Finding Jess yesterday was a myth. We were texting and calling, and it was a myth. Meant to be meeting her at 7:30, but I think she's going out with her friends. Yeah, man. We need to get that picture sorted. You're correct. Fans should ignore parade size, but when certain say they're the biggest, the fan base counts. I'm saying ignore it because why do you give a fuck? Like, we're all going to die one day. Do you really want to waste energy saying, oh, 10 fans, 10 City, I bought 10 Arsenal fans and these lot got, the Arsenal got 20, these lot got 10. Really? Really? And again, I can only speak for myself. Who gives a fuck who is the biggest club or the biggest fan base around the world? Because as far as I'm concerned, if you support Spurs, if you support Arsenal, if you support City, if you support Chelsea, if you support Liverpool, if you support Man United, that's the only fan base you care about. That's the biggest fan base in your eyes. Who cares? There's so much things in life and in football to care about. And really, that's one. I think it's sad. Big up you lot. You have time to do that, bro. I think that's dead, man. David London, man. Take a chill pill, man. Take a chill pill, someone, man. You look relaxed. And again, because you lot are not relaxing, we're getting to the point where we just have to go through certain things now, innit? Because you lot are spoiling the vibe, man. Like, fucking hell. Big up Arsenal fans. Shirt sales for Arsenal defender Gabriel Magalhaes increased by 350% after the centre-back missed a crucial penalty in his size Champions League final defeat on Saturday. Gabriel took the final penalty in the shootout, but his effort went over the bar. PSG obviously won the Champions League. Apologies for the second consecutive season. Nice touch. Magalhaes, you fucked up, but you're our guy, bro. You should never, ever feel down. I can't lie. Tomorrow we'll read all of that, man. I don't really care about that today, man. We're in a good little vibes, man. Saliba said, we don't let one moment define the journey. This season has shown us how far we've come. The work, the belief, the unity in this team. After 22 years, bringing the league back where it belongs means everything. We go again next season, stronger and hungrier. We're coming for more. And that seems to be the vibe. I mean, I can't expect you're going to say anything different. But that is the vibe I got from Declan Rice, Mikel Arteta, Josh Kroenke, which shocked me. Get your dad's wallet. Thief his wallet. Take his bank cards, man. Take his bank cards. I'll tell gas him, man. Just tell him we can get Kroupi and Morgan Rodgers. Gas him, man. Gas him. And I make this comment great. We used to get banned for finishing fourth. Then it shifted to finishing second. Now they're trying to turn winning the league and losing the Champions League final into banter. That's just moving the goalposts as the level rises. Rival fans are hanging on for dear life. They know what's coming. I don't know if they know what's coming thing, but moving the goalposts, that's always going to be there. Without them two this season, we wouldn't have won the Premier League. That's for sure. When Declan Rice was asked about Eze and Gabriel Magalhaes. I thought it's Magalhaes. PSG and Bayern Munich have been linked with Gabriel Martinelli. Anybody on that? Anyone on that? Anyone want that? Bayern Munich and PSG have both made inquiries about Gabriel Martinelli's availability. Team Talk can exclusively reveal, with the Arsenal winger attracting serious interest from some of Europe's biggest clubs. The Brazil international is facing an uncertain future at the Emirates, as we know, yada, yada, yada. Bayern Munich have been linked with him, and maybe this has all come out because they didn't get Morgan Rodgers, which we was widely led to believe. Andrea Berta and Arteta, according to this article, have assessed a number of elite options, including Morgan Rodgers, Nico Williams, Rafa Leão, and Bradley Barcola, as they look to strengthen their forward line ahead of next season. We can reveal Bayern Munich have made recent checks on Martinelli's situation as they evaluate options capable of strengthening Vincent Kompany's attack. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it'd be a good move for you, Martinelli, and PSG. You can't beat them. Join them in it. And Atletico have also been involved. Some of you are saying, looking at Martinelli's post and saying that means, yo, he's cutting and whatnot. Remember when Fernando Torres scored that goal for Chelsea to beat Barca? Arteta should have been a little smart and told Martinelli to stay on the halfway line. Once Rodgers puts pens to paper, it's going to be dark. You don't really believe this Rodgers thing? Let's run up the likes, people. Vamos. Appreciate you. We finished first, man. DJ, I don't know if you feel the same, but I need us to go into big games like finals, for example, remembering where the Arsenal and attack have better possession, beat the press and not go longer ways. I think we need to keep the defensive stuff that we do. but I do think we need to attack a bit cuter. I wouldn't say go gun ho. I don't subscribe to that rhetoric, but we do need to be able to carve open teams a bit better. And I think yesterday, forget the possession stats. Saturday, second half, especially retain the ball a bit better. Because if I'm looking at us as champions now, football's a 90-minute game, and I know you're going to fluctuate, but I look at the League Cup final. Everyone forgets we're doing well until the second half. We're actually doing well until the last half an hour in the game in the final. And to be fair, I think both teams kind of gassed out. When I saw them take off all their attackers and us, I thought, in many ways, it didn't really feel like a Champions League final, bro. Finals are all about showing up in moments. That's where you see who elite players are. I agree. I have love for Saka, but 4 finals and no wins from games played reminds me of Kane. This is why Arsenal won't win the World Cup. But with every European final, I know we've lost a lot, but that's not statistically true. Hey, make sure you subscribe with Amazon Prime Twitch, gang, especially those of you chatting shit. Trossard and Saka were basically playing as wing backs, which affected them offensively. Yes and no. Yes, 100%. But at the same time, bro, like, you're on the pitch. Get the ball and do something, bro. Our attack hasn't been the same since Xhaka. And as much as I like Xhaka, well, I'd understand if you're replacing a Gundogan, Iniesta, or think of any centre mid that's left the club. Steven Gerrard, all different kind of mid. I'd understand it. Xhaka weren't that. Like, he was a good player, but you weren't a great like that. But no, you wasn't a great. So yeah, man. Nelly can cut. Thanks for your service and being part of a PL winning team. DGY Day lying, saying 1 million people attended. Bro, I might have fed. I know I'm wearing blue, but I might have fed. You have to chat to them, the Raleigh, bro. I don't know about that. As we know, Martinelli has just over 12 months on his current deal. Arsenal do hold an option to extend it by a year. Arsenal and Chelsea have suffered a blow in their hopes of signing Eli Junior Kroupi after learning Bayern Munich have joined the race to sign the Bournemouth teenage sensation, according to reports from Germany. Is that news? Let's be honest. Who wouldn't want Kroupi? These are one of them players. Being interested and doesn't mean you're buying them, but if Kroupi becomes available, United would ask, Arsenal would ask, Liverpool, even with all their attackers, would ask, City would ask, Chelsea would ask, Spurs would attempt to ask, and then the phone will get blocked. The big clubs in Europe, look at the season the 19-year-olds having. 13 league goals. Ridiculous. The Guardian have claimed Arsenal are monitoring the forward ahead of a summer transfer window. I mean, he could play the 10 off the left. These kind of guys are needed, man. Bournemouth's president of football operations is adamant the striker will not leave. Where have we seen people say these guys won't cut and then cut? But Kroupi will not be leaving Bournemouth. His contract still has 4 more years remaining. There's no release clause. He's not going anywhere. We will not sell Kroupi, even if we receive offers of £85 million or 100 million euros. That is completely out of the question. Okay. I mean, you're going to say that, aren't you? Arsenal target Morgan Rodgers apparently is expected to leave during the upcoming summer transfer window owing to FFP regulations. Arsenal are also eager to finalize a deal for the England attacker this summer. They're currently exploring a summer transfer. Apparently, this article, we have been informed Aston Villa value Rodgers as high as 100 million, but Arsenal currently have no intention of matching that asking price, with the Gunners instead eager to finalize a transfer for a significantly lower fee. Talks over a summer deal are expected to rumble on for a while, and Rodgers' participation at the World Cup. Ben Jacobs has said he's expected to leave. This isn't about Rodgers pushing for a move. He loves Emery and Villa and have Champions League football, but they still have some financial hurdles. Obviously, he'll bring in the highest fee, but surely there's some others that will be moved on. 4 teams in particular active. Arsenal are one serious contender. They want a starting left winger. Chelsea are looking for a creative-minded attacker. United and Rodgers may develop, and PSG might be a dark horse as well. So yeah, we've gone over that with Kroupi. Rafael says he wants to leave AC Milan, apparently in search of a new challenge. That's obviously going to fuel speculation of a move to both Manchester United and Arsenal. The season is done. I know there's a World Cup, but we're seeing things happen. Personally, I've given everything to AC Milan. It's a club that helps me grow a lot and support me through tough times. Fortunately, I managed to make my mark in their history. Everyone has ambitions, and I dream of a new challenge in a new league. If that happens, I'll be very happy and fulfilled because I did my job at AC Milan. I mean, if he actually said that, madness. Rodgers is a good player, but 100 million not worth it. I'm not saying you're wrong, yeah. But at the same time, people said that about Rice. 2 very different players, but you get the point. I don't want Rodgers at United. In regards to new players, I trust Mikel Arteta and his team. Who's all the players you want to leave this window, DG? If it was up to you to sell players, you got a lot of dead wood you need to go like United. It's a weird one, Warren, because even though there's some that I think need to be moved on, I wouldn't feel comfortable. 10, I'm exaggerating, but 10 players leaving, 10 coming in. I think you need to be a bit cute and clever. I would say for this window, Jesus, Nelson, Vieira, one of Trossard or Martinelli. I don't subscribe to selling them both, if I'm honest, because we need depth. But if both go, I'm not going to cry. Ben White's a tricky one because I am leaning towards yes, but I would say no because I think that we're quite sorted with him and Timber. It's more the wear and tear and all of that kind of jazz. And maybe you can get an okay kind of fee. Whether you can get your 50 million back or just less is another thing. Wages, etc. I would say those names. And I said before, I'm keeping Odegaard and Kai Havertz. That situation over the next 12, 18 months will be them two. I'll be watching clearly because I do think something has to give because we've given several new contracts. We're trying to give Rice, Timber, Raya new upgraded deals. We brought in new players. Don't know who we're going to sign in the next few months, like everyone. But you'd imagine they're going to come for decent deals. Obviously, as I said, Jesus, these ones need to go. But they might look at it and say, you know what, Arteta, I know he's key to you and whatnot, but Kai's on 265 grand. Odegaard's on whatever. Notice I keep saying I'm looking at the next 12 to 18 months because they've both got 2 years left on their deal. So, yeah, I'm not saying they need to go, but that's something I'm looking at. Trossard isn't going. Club already talking to him about his 1 year clause. DG, with both Rice and Zubi being in the red zone and playing in the World Cup, who would you want to get from midfield from the links of Fernandes, Tonali, Bawardi? All three of them won't play in the World Cup, by the way. Ain't Bawardi going with Morocco? Potential-wise, Bawardi, I do like him. Stylistically, I like Fernandes, but then I can't sit there and say stylistically if I'm not looking at the current modern day of the Premier League and it's all about being athletes. Tonali can do that, innit? If we're just trying to do this right now thing, I'd say Tonali. So Martinelli's leaving, I don't know. I feel Kai going back to Bayern. Bayern, have they offered something? So yeah, Rodgers is expected to leave. I'm excited in here. We've seen that bare times. What's this? That's for a video we're doing later. Arsenal apparently have put 4 players up for sale. Who are the 4? Say something new at the very least, man. Gabriel Martinelli, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, and Benjamin White could all leave. So we ain't learned anything new there. Bacola apparently is a possible target, so we ain't learned anything new there. Hikapié is a target for Barcelona, but he's basically going to be a free transfer here. Josh Kroenke said the business never stops. Right now, there are already other teams who are trying to strengthen and come at us for next season. We need to be aware of that. We've already had a few different conversations about different areas where we think we can improve on and off the pitch. I'm looking forward to getting that going this summer, but it's going to be an interesting one because of the World Cup. But fortunately, everyone is coming to the States, so I don't have to travel. We have been linked with Alvarez. We know that's not happening. Morgan Rodgers and Ellie Jr. Kroupi. So, yeah, I do think we're going to see new names at some point, but it's kind of the same old recycled tosh, really, in it, really. Calafiori has said he would like at some point in the future to return to Roma. We apparently have had 120 million euros bid for Alvarez rejected. We all know that's cap. Saliba apparently has got an injury. He's facing a race against time to be fit for the upcoming World Cup. Well, what happened to you? According to Foot Mercato, he entered the final carrying a minor injury that had been managed behind the scenes. However, the intensity of the showpiece event and grueling nature of the 120-minute battle caused the issue to be significantly aggravated. He's now a major doubt for France's World Cup campaign, which would be horrible for him, man, if I'm honest. We'll have to wait for more decisive news and all that kind of jazz. We're being linked with Marcus Rashford. It's predictable. The minute the Barcelona thing weren't going to happen, yeah, it was predictable we are going to get linked with this guy in it. And I do think there's a degree of interest. According to the Daily Mail, we've emerged as a potential destination for him, and the Gunners could come knocking if the price is right. You'd have to give up a lot of your wages. Arsenal, Chelsea, Bayern Munich have all been linked with a 28-year-old. Apparently, Arteta has said we have to have an ambitious summer. We need to start to make some important decisions if we want to reach another level. We're going to have to show that ambition because we are more than capable of doing it. But it's going to demand very, very serious ambition, very smart, fast, and very smart. Yeah, but there's going to have to be evolution because you could make a case of key players can be used subjectively, could be squad players, but we all know you saw who started in the final, isn't it? If Zubamendi's form wasn't dead, you probably would have started ahead of Miles Lewis-Skelly, but the evolving for me means Martin Odegaard and Kai Havertz are not in your strongest 11. Not saying you even have to sell them, but there's other things going on. We need to evolve. There's a lot of men that can be the squad players. Big up Josh Kroenke for that one. And this, if you showed me this picture, yeah, a few years ago and didn't tell me any context, even before AI, I would have said you would never, and you just told me Photoshop that, I'd have said you're capping, man. There's no way that happens. Romano said PSG, Arsenal, City have all called recently to be informed on Ellie Kroupi Jr. Bayern did the same in April. All clubs waiting for Bournemouth to indicate price. Chelsea have rejected offers for Archibald. Oh, I thought they said Courtois returned to Gent. He's become an investor. Okay. We're not getting Yande on Monday. It seems like PSG and that are looking at him, man. Rashford to do the reverse Van Persie and win us the champs and PL next season for us. DG, if Alvarez goes to Barca and then PSG go for Kroupi and Kroupi's agent has a scary history of sending most of his players to PSG as well, then another one bites the dust. I do like Inter's Bony and Esposito. I prefer Bony at this moment in time, but I need a bit more. You know what? Bring Benzema, bring Draxler, and while you're there, bring Mvia as well, man. Cons, appreciate you, my boy. Big up Deluded each and every time. Voice of the fan base after Ian Wright. North London forever and all that. Thank you, my friend. High praise. If I'm mentioned next to Ian Wright for anything, I'm doing all right, innit? But we've been here for an hour and 20 minutes. There's no point wasting you lot's time anymore. So yeah, it's a shame the season's done. It's a shame we didn't win the champs. We didn't win the biggest, but we won the Premier League biggest. And rest assured, when the World Cup comes, there's watch-alongs. If there's transfer news, there's content. And there'll still be live. So make sure your notification bells are on. Thank you for your support, people. Not just now, but this season, or your super chats, or your memberships, or your consistent support, just watching videos, smashing like buttons, subscribing, engaging, telling friends, all these things. You lot are... Thank you. What more can I say but thank you lot, man. So yeah, it's never goodbye. It's just goodbye for now.